is so easy. So when you don't have the opportunity, you don't need concepts, our foundation for doing what we need to do. And I'm very can accomplish more. We can say as carry through. But one thing I just want us to understand from my own understanding of this book is that your why is connected to your brain. Your why is the fuel, is the bloodline to what you need to do. If you don't have a why, no matter how good that thing is, it cannot be sustainable. Why? Because there's no blood in it. Like I said, the blood is the why. So it's very, very important. I think I'll stop here in case somebody want to add something to 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 the points here because of that much.
Thank you so much,
Thank
Pastor.
you so much.
We'll probably come back to you. We'll come back to you in the course of today's session, so you throw more light. You have and your partner have done a wonderful job thus far, and we are very grateful. I love the part where you said that the why is the bloodline. When I was studying, the why came to me as the energy, the force, the driving force for anything that we need to do in our businesses, in our organizations, and in our personal lives. I'll quickly like to just chip in that what caught my eye the most is that if we would sit down and study our whys properly, if we would sit down and fix our whys, there'll be no need for manipulation. Because as you rightly said, manipulation is just short term. It won't last. It doesn't have the tenacity to carry a certain, go beyond a certain period. It is short-lived. And to work on our why, like we've seen in previous times, the last two, the introduction, is that when we sit down and work on our why, we inspire. So I picked from there that these are some of the things that the author is trying to get us to understand. And like Mommy said, she brought it to perspective last time. She said we've stepped into the second pillar of our program, which is purpose. And this book is the guide to our purpose. It's the guide to us to understand that sitting down to work on our why. It just needs a little more thinking, guided by what we call this textbook. Can I be heard?
Yes, ma'am.
All right.
Yes.
Yes. So.
Okay. So this is like our textbook that guides us to better shape our why. So that by the end of this pillar, by the time we're done with purpose, on day one, I already noticed things that I had to do that will prolong or that will give flesh, energy, and a soul to my why. I found it right from the introduction. So it's a very powerful book. I'm sure that some of us have things to say. Ka say yes, she understands at the end. You want to tell us what exactly you understand, Ka. But Pastor Millie, and Yvette, you just hold on for us. We'll come with questions. We'll chip in from here and there. So please be ready for us. Thank you. Thank you so much. That was great.
Yes, thank you so much. Before let me just explain something here. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to take the next chapter. I'm just trying to bring in a point from the concept of that carrot and stick, please. But I'm not touching your part, please. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
So, anybody has something to add? Is Patience here yet? Last week, she was so enthusiastic about this chapter too. But she wrote to say she will not be in class. She may not make it to class because of traffic. Ka Jane, you have something to add, please, or something to share? We all read. We're working on the why. We're working on purpose. It is a key factor. Without purpose, we're lost. So if we don't take time and between the lines and understand why is the way we do them, understand how we can better develop our why, then we're doing ourselves big disfavors. I'm sure we all had time to read. So can we please share? In other terms, manipulate people, jump on our bus or to get into our business or to buy our products or to request for our services. When we don't just manipulate them to do that, we build trust. There is a level of authenticity that comes when you know that what you are doing, you have worked on the why you are doing why you're doing, and you're in no rush to manipulate anyone to jump on the bus with you. You just know that in due time, things will fall in place. I was reading, there was an example there about the catchy phrases we have that gym. And I remember myself personally applying this part of applying this chapter. Personally, a few months ago, I was talking to a sister, and I was using, I think I used a couple of those flashy. I said some things that could get her to do or to get on the journey with me. But what I did not do was to build a why, a solid why. So I realized reading this book today that I was just manipulating her to come on the journey with me because, okay, this is what I do. Effective or the manipulation part and how we can use it or how we're using it. Pastor Millie mentioned the other time with our children. It is there are things we do on a daily that if we would give shape, if we would better fashion our why on this journey of why, that by the time start with why is over, we have shaped a better reason. Given because, and now I understand that I did not give her a why. I was only trying to manipulate, to coerce. I was only telling her the things that will, okay, come, let's do this thing because I'm doing with other women. It wasn't solid enough. So I don't know if after this, someone read and the things that we have shared so far has opened.
Let me add something here. If anyone has question, please feel free to ask. But let me add something here. Sorry, I didn't introduce myself. I assume everybody knows me here. There's no need of introduction, right?
No.
Did I err? Okay. Everybody knows me, right? There's no need. I'm your sister. So, okay. I'm like you all know me, I'm Millie. I feel answering that name,
No, please don't introduce
Pastor.
yourself.
Okay. So I'm a wife, I'm a relationship counselor. I'm also a coach on self-love. So in my journey so far, I've discovered something.
Guess the network.
Network. Oh my goodness. One will not be able to enjoy this session. What is this?
We're going to have to enjoy this session. It's a deal of hi.
This network, I cover you by the gracious blood of
I'm
Jesus.
here.
All right.
There's background
Okay.
noise in my background.
Okay. We understand.
Mm.
Sorry, the network kicked me out, but I'm back. So I discovered, I just typed something now and asked chat GPT about cybersecurity. So I'm so conversant with usage of AI and all that, because that's the world we're going into now. I see how people are misusing it. So I want to teach people the right way to use it. So I just asked Chat GTP, I say, why do people fail at their tasks every day? And it highlighted some points to me, and I want to share. If you check even in our daily activities, you find out that 100%, let me not even give it any rating that is below 100, but you find out that 100% of the things that we couldn't accomplish is not because we don't have the know-how to accomplish them. But most of the times, if you could analyze it very well, our why, our reason for doing those things is not well defined. And Chat GTP told me here, it says, number one reason why people fail their tasks every day, number one, is lack of clarity. I want to share this as a point of contact, me, myself. I did a lot of courses. I'm this kind of a person that I easily get carried away. I easily get motivated when you share something to me. Once your energy is about, oh, me too, I want that thing and all that. Registered for, I've done a lot of things that most of the times 50%, most of the times I will just start and it will end from there. And I analyze it and I found that number one reason is I didn't even have a reason starting in the first place. And I want you also to take your time and ponder on some of those things that you did and failed at it in the past. Check very well. Your reasons for starting those things in the first place was not well defined. And that is the problem we have in our generation today. Times we want children manipulate their parents for parents to do things. All right. I'm back. Are we here?
We're right here.
Yes, we are there.
All right. Yeah. So children manipulate their parents to have things done for them. Parents manipulate their children to have things done to them. Husbands manipulate their wives to have things done to them. In fact, even some marriages is established on the bed of manipulation, which is the carrot concept of Simon Sinek. So if you do anything just because you want to do it without having a reason for doing it, it will just be a waste of time. It will just be a waste of energy. It will just be a waste of resources. As you are leading a team, even as we are here right now, anybody you want to lead them on a particular direction without letting them know why they need to do that thing, you will just be wasting your time. You will just be wasting your time, because at the end of the day, people will just waste their energy. You will not see the result of it. So if a purpose of a thing, it is Miles Monroe that say, if the purpose of a thing is not known, he said, definitely you will abuse that thing. So let people know why they need to do it and allow them to choose the reason why they have to do it. That's the way things will be successful. And that way you will have stress free leading as a leader. But then when we keep going through the carrot concept, honestly, we'll just keep cheating ourselves and cheating the people that we're leading, and nothing will not have the result of it. Okay, thank you so much. I yield my mic, let somebody else take it. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Pastor. Thank you. It's a fine mic to take. So we remember at the beginning that I just remembered while we're talking now about the why, and that we are here as leaders learning to do better, learning to improve in our different spheres of influence. And we saw at the very beginning, the first page of the book, I have it right here. It says, there are leaders and there are those who lead. Leaders lead, or leaders have a position of power or influence. And those who lead inspire us. And in this chapter, we see that clear. All some companies want to do in the area of manipulation, all that some companies want to do is have businesses, is grow in their business, be transactional. But as the leaders that we are becoming, to be able to have a good, solid customer base, to be able to have people who trust us. And I think I mentioned it in the beginning. We don't have to convince them. Like you said, Pastor, it is the why that will keep them. And that is what leadership is about. Leadership is about inspiring. If we understand the 5 levels of leadership, we would know that it is in inspiring that we make change. Or it is in inspiring that we can build, take the case of a business, that we can build a solid, loyal clientele. So it's not in the incentives. We saw the case of the automobile industries, of the automobile companies in America. We saw them in this chapter, how that some even failed, or some even started going down, losing in sales because of the high incentives that they were giving. And so in business, or in any transaction, or in anything in life, one of the things that Simon Sinek wants us to understand here is that leaders and organizations will inspire people. They will seek to inspire rather than manipulate. And when we seek to inspire, it means we're seeking to have people stay. We're seeking by giving them good reason to see why they should do what they have to do, why they should buy the product that they have to buy, despite the fact that we have them lined up, all of them, on the shelf, and with some having big incentives, some having big bonuses, some, all of that. So it is It is about them having the why. It is the purpose. It is the why that drives, that makes change, not the incentives. That's one of the things I saw in this chapter. I see Ka's hand up. Thank you, Ka. You have the mic.
Thank you very much, Mama. So I wanted to ask a question to the people of today, Mama Millie and Mami Yvette. I want to find out, I'm standing at the point of consumers. How has this carrot and stick affected us as consumers? Thank you.
Pastor,
Will you go first? Will you go first?
talking to me, Pastor, or Yvette?
Your mic? No, yes, I'm talking to her, Yvette. Will she go first? Or? Your mic?
Turn on your mic. Unmute.
Okay.
Are we good?
Yeah, it's good now.
What was the question again, please?
She said, how does it affect the consumer? How does the concept of carrot and sticks affect the consumer?
Assertion. Carrot actually means the idea of promising to provide a reward in exchange for some cooperation from others. You are giving a promise as a reward. Meanwhile, sticks is more aligned to consequences for non-compliance to what you were supposed to do. So how does this affect the consumers? No, consumers either follow the manipulation or the inspiration. Consumers through peer pressure, through advertisement by price or promotion. People, okay, let's look at the example of the shop or car doing a promotion. You know, their promotion is from 20%, and due to promotion, it goes up to 80%. It teases you, it pushes you to rush over and get that product, thinking that it is for your own good. That is, they are using manipulative measures to get you to buy their product in order for them to get it out of their stock and at the same time getting a profit. So that is how the carrot method, they lure you to get their product in order to get an increase in their sales, creating awareness of the product. But at the same time, you are not doing it from because of the price that you. So that is carrots. They lure you to get to something that's doing for the pleasure of it. That's the way I look at it. Thank you.
Okay, let me add something here. You know, it's not, I'm putting it now as a concept of a leader. Let's say the people that the leader is leading at, put it now. As leaders, we have to understand that anything that you have to lure someone into doing it is not authentic. Anything at all that you have to, the concept of luring somebody into doing something is called deception. Whether we like it or yes, it is deception. And who is the father of deception? Is the devil. Some people sometimes they will say it is smartness, but I use myself now as a point of reference. That, schemishly force you into doing some manipulate doing some, don't really on your own, you didn't feel like doing it, but you are under a pressure into doing it. So when we do that, whether to our customers, whether to our mentees, whether to our children, whether to the people we are leading, it is not authentic. And the Bible says, if a foundation is be destroyed, what can the righteous do? You can manipulate a customer to get that thing that you want them to get now, because you want to push it on them. But believe me, you will lose the trust of your customers. You as, for example, there are things that you bought out of pressure. Get it now. Get it now. When you do it, you get, at the end of the day, when you finish doing it, you don't feel satisfied. Tomorrow, when you see that same person coming to you, there's a part of your brain that will tell you to protect yourself from that person. Why? Because he or she has manipulated you before. So you wouldn't want to fall into that trap. So anything have to manipulate is not authentic, and it will not is already. That is why tell people, tell yourself as a leader, tell them why they need to do that thing. Allow them to reason it and decide it on their own. That is where inspiration comes into play instead of being incentive. Because we are looking for results that will last, not just the immediate effect of it, but tomorrow. That's just a part. Think of the foundation. Think of what the Bible says about a faulty foundation and build trust from there. If it is not that for me, it doesn't work for me. That's just it. I yield my mic. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Pastor. Thank you, Pastor. That was quite insightful again. And
Thank you.
Talking to us in the room. Now that told us, we're building ourselves towards becoming genuine leaders.
Mhm.
So when we are studying these things, one of the things we want to know is that we are picking the authenticity, the genuine parts. We will learn everything in the box. We will see the difference. We will know all kinds of products we present, or all kinds of ideas and ideologies will be presented to us. But what works? What works is newness. What works is authentic. What works is in the way, so that we do it and have lasting results, just like Pastor said. And I'd like to rush to the last part. What the writer said is that the reality today is in today's world is that manipulation is the norm. My God, that hit me bad. How can manipulation become the norm? Not that manipulation itself is bad, because it yields results for some people. And even for us, sometimes it yields results as parents, just like Pastor has mentioned several times about our parenting. It will yield as wives, it will yield. But now, for how long will it yield? And then the writer says, and I'm looking forward to the next part, he says, but there is an alternative. Manipulation is a no. The alternative, it means there is better. And that is what we should be looking forward to as we're building ourselves with the 12 pillars. Yeah, I saw a hand, did I? Did someone raise their hand, please? You want to raise again? I'm not seeing.
I just wanted to add something on these manipulations, because I see somebody writing here that at the level of the consumer it doesn't affect. I tell you, it affects. Can you imagine? Can you imagine carrying your 10,000 to Mukulu and then you see some things that are selling for 100, then you find yourself going for some other thing, then you have now bought some other things like this foolish okrika. Then you come back home, you realize that those things that you even bought is not going to be of help to you. Take it even secondly to these men of God
Exactly.
that manipulate people with some prophecies that are manipulative. Let me use the word manipulative. They start telling you some things, and some people have gone out of even their medication and drugs and have fallen into illnesses that I cannot even tell you, because they say, no, you are having this you are not supposed to drink medication and the rest. That's manipulation at the consumer level, and it affects. So what we can also add is that we need to ask ourselves, these things we want to take, we want to buy, are we buying these things because we want, or we actually need them? That's the why. That's the why at the level of consumer. So the why goes to every level. As a leader, why? The carrot is good eats, but the stick will whip you at the end. I think that is where the approach fails, because there is a stick at the end of eating the carrot. That's what I can add. Thank you, man.
Thank you so much, Ka.
And
Thank
please,
you.
just 1 minute to add something to this point,
Yes, please.
please. All right. So, the one of the reasons why we're here is so that we will be different from those that are not here. I belong to the marketing world also, where you'll be told to do anything possible to get them release their monies to you. But do you know, one thing I've discovered is that people that gather customers from a place of manipulation, customer that trusts you is ready to release their millions to you because they have already tested you. They have already trusted you that no matter what it is, their monies will be safe with you. I have this testimony where we did a business. I went to push myself. So I brought in my friends. They brought in their millions. We put into it. At the end of the day, it crashed. But do you know why we're still friends with those people? Because I didn't manipulate them into doing it. I brought the opportunity for them and I allowed them to decide on their own to put their monies into it. When it crashed, so imagine if I had manipulated them to bring in their monies and it crashed. It's not me that crashed the system. The system crashed, but we could have had problems with them. Opportunities came, they still brought in their monies and we still worked together. Thing that is done yourself into it. It may give you an immediate result, but the result will not last. So I think one of the reasons why we are here is so that we will change the way we do our things. You can sweet talk people into doing things. And you see, that's even what is happening, even in the churches today. People will be manipulated. Bring your money, bring your money. At the end of the day, people do things are fake. Our pastors are this. Why? Because That concept of manipulation has come in to stay even in the churches today. So let's dare to be different in dealing with our children, dealing with our customers, dealing with everybody around us. Tell them the truth, allow them to make their decisions. At the end of the day, retain relationship for you. Thank you so much. I yield my
Thank
mic
you
here.
again, Pastor. Thank you. Retain integrity in building, in setting integrity, trust, honesty, authenticity. Those are the building bricks for the why. Like you said, letting people make the choice for themselves. That is building loyalty. You know that, okay, this is the product. This is what I offer. These are the services I offer. You either take or you leave. But this is what I have. It is this true. It is this beautiful. It is this genuine. And when we do that, because we say, okay, take a hair, someone who sells hair. There was a time I took someone to a hair store too, and it didn't turn out right. The hair ended up not being good hair. Will I ever go back there? No. I was coerced. I was a victim of manipulation. And what shapes? This brings me to the shapes, or, and Yvette mentioned it, I'm just underlining the shapes that manipulation takes. They will create fear. If you don't buy this one, you will not find it anywhere around here. I can assure you, you will not find it anywhere around here. You start thinking, oh, if I don't buy it from this store, I'll be stressed in the sun. Peer pressure, promotions, incentives, like we earlier said, aspirational messaging, like the case of the gym, scarcity tactics, like if you don't find it here, like if you don't find, you will not find this kind. Whereas I think if they were honest enough in the case of the hair, if they were honest enough to tell me, listen, we don't have it this time, or what we have is not very good, and it's not the price, it's not the same price of the good hair. You can either take it now and manage for some time, or you come back when we have good hair, which will be so time. They would have built what Pastor mentioned, integrity. They would have done what Pastor mentioned, truth. They would have in their business, and they would have kept me as a client loyal forever. So we operate in different spheres. We do different things. We are administrators. We're banking style. Why do you run your business? Or what does your business run on? What does your job run on? What are the things that keep you? What is the why? What goals have you set? And how do you intend to achieve them? When we do all of that, when we have those whys, we attach to them the proper bricks and choke them with the proper cement, we are sure to build right. Sometimes people deceive innocently, says Glory in the chat box. Say sometimes people deceive innocently because living in deceit. What is the way out? They themselves are honestly living in deceit. Yes.
Let me okay, someone is talking. Can I go ahead?
No, you go ahead. She
okay.
Give
all right. Type of relationship. I told you people I'm a relationship counselor, and I have some clients that come to me where you will see even in the church, the concept they have is build on deception. You know, where a lady is being told to do everything she can to win the man. When you win the man, by the time he marries you, then everything will be settled. You could see she's believing in a lie. You know, she's just deceiving herself because she may think she's deceiving the man. She's just deceiving herself. He has a lifestyle she doesn't want, but she's being told, just move with the flow, you know, just allow it, let it just go like that. Then after the marriage, she will settle it. Then you find out that this kind of a lady, you know, she hides herself. She refuses to, you know, open up to the things that she likes and the things that she doesn't like. She pretends to be gentle when naturally she's not gentle. You know, she pretends to be calm when naturally she has some